Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Mary Ortega, and I'm thrilled to present my autoethnographic work, There's No Such Thing as Failure, an exploration of resilience and identity. I'm honored to share my story about resilience, identity, and transformation. The title of my presentation, There's No Such Thing as Failure, is not just a statement, it's a testament to the power of perseverance, a reimagining of setbacks as stepping stones, and a celebration of the indomitable human spirit. The presentation also reflects personal experiences that intertwine with broader cultural, social, and political themes to illuminate how identity and resilience emerge through life's challenges. Let's start with a brief overview of autoethnography. Autoethnography blends autobiography with ethnography, connecting deeply personal narratives to broader cultural frameworks. Autoethnography is a method that blends personal narrative with cultural and social reflection. It allows us to use the deeply personal to uncover universal truths. My story, like many of yours, is not a straight path. It's a winding road of challenges, triumphs, and self-discovery. Today, I will take you through three transformative experiences. One, my fight for education as a first-generation Latina. Two, my battle with lupus, a chronic illness that challenged my life. And three, my journey through grief after losing my father. Each story contributes to the central themes of resilience, identity, and the so-called illusion of failure. Each experience taught me that failure is not an endpoint. It's an opportunity for growth. Education has been both my greatest challenge and my greatest triumph. As a first-generation Latina from a patriarchal Mexican household, I was told education wasn't for me. My father once said, "Why should I pay for college? You'll just get married." Those words hurt, but they fueled my determination. At school, I faced systemic racism. I was placed in an ESL, English as a Second Language class, simply because of my last name, despite excelling in honors English. I remember standing up, my cheeks burning, and shouting, "This is a mistake." That moment wasn't just about being in the wrong class. It was about refusing to let society tell me who I was. After 26 years of navigating obstacles, I graduated from Harvard. The graduation through Harvard Yard wasn't about earning a degree. It was a declaration of I belong here. My education journey took 26 years of obstacles, sacrifices, and self-doubt. But on the day I walked through Harvard Yard in my crimson gown, I was no longer a statistic. I was proof that perseverance can shatter even the tallest barriers. At 16, a butterfly-shaped rash on my face became the first sign of lupus. This chronic illness would alter my life in ways I couldn't imagine. As a Latina, navigating the healthcare system felt like scaling a mountain with no guide. Doctors doubted me. I doubted myself. But lupus taught me resilience. It forced me to listen to my body, to fight for my health, and to find strength in moments of weakness. I balanced the weight of this illness with a high-pressure career and my education. This illness didn't change my life. It reshaped my perspective. I learned that resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about thriving in spite of it. My father and I had a complicated relationship. a mix of love, tension, and unspoken words. He was both a source of love and a reminder of patriarchal constraints. When he fell ill, I became his caretaker, navigating the chaos of family dynamics, grief, and unresolved wounds. His death was devastating, and I was consumed by sorrow. For months, I couldn't get out of bed. The holidays were unbearable. But one day in a therapy session, I was asked to share a happy memory of my father. I told the story of how my dad once convinced me as a child that I was hatched from an egg. That simple, joyful memory cracked the shell of my grief. That joyful memory became the bridge between grief and healing. I learned that healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means finding light in the darkness and carrying it forward. Grief doesn't erase love, it reframes love. And in that reframing, we find strength. Through these stories, three themes emerge. The first theme is resilience, the strength to rise above systemic barriers and personal hardships. The second theme is identity, the ongoing negotiation of cultural and gender and societal expectations. And the third theme is the illusion of failure, a realization that setbacks are opportunities for growth. These themes are not just my own, they are universal truths that resonate with everyone anyone who faces adversity and finds the courage to keep going. In framing my story and to ground my personal stories, I've drawn on two key frameworks. The first is Carolyn Ellis and Tony Adams' principles of autoethnography. The second is Boylorn and Orb's work on intersectionality and cultural identity, and the artistry of Frida Kahlo, who transformed personal pain into vibrant cultural expression. Frida Kahlo once said, "At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can." Her resilience has deeply influenced my journey and this work. These stories go beyond my personal journey. They are calls to action. For example, educators and policymakers, let's create spaces where Latina and Latino students feel seen and supported. For healthcare professionals, let's dismantle the cultural barriers that prevent people from getting the care that they deserve. For society, let's break down the patriarchal norms that confine us. By sharing our narratives, we can inspire change and pave the way for a more inclusive world. Now, I'd like to pose some questions for us to consider. How can personal narratives like mine inform systemic change? Also, what roles does cultural context play in fostering resilience? And most importantly, how can we create environments that empower others to turn challenges into strengths? As I close, I leave you with this. There is no such thing as failure, only lessons. Every challenge we face has the power to shape us into something stronger. Every challenge is a gift, wrapped in a struggle but filled with opportunity. My journey from navigating systemic racism to living with lupus to finding peace after loss has shown me that resilience is a choice we make every day. In our darkest moments, we have the power to rise, grow, and inspire others to do the same. Thank you for allowing me to share my story. I hope it inspires you to reflect on your own journey. See the lessons in your challenges and use them to create positive change for yourself and others. I invite you to reflect on your own journey and consider how can your challenges become your greatest strengths.